Hi Edson, how are you today?
Hello, teacher Holly. I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good. So how are things in Mexico City today?
Pretty sad, I guess, because of the weather. Because of the weather, it's raining and cold, so it's a sad day, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah, kind of blue. Yeah, it's really sunny here, and of course I'm inside. So,
Yeah,
so what time zone are you guys in? And what time is it
it's
now?
6 p.m.
Okay, so it's 5 here, so I'm an hour behind you guys.
Yeah,
So, yeah, cool. So, yeah.
guess what?
What?
Tomorrow we are having our big celebration, like Mexicans do in the United States for Cinco de Mayo,
Oh,
but we actually here in Mexico City we don't celebrate that.
uh-huh.
But September 15th, well actually 16th,
Uh-huh.
but 15 at night we have a really nice dinner and yeah we celebrate our independence.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, and Cinco de Mayo I heard was just basically a Mexican American holiday. Is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird because here nobody. Of course, we know what happened that time, but it's not a big deal here.
Mhm. Okay. All right. And hello Alejandro, how are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Spain.
Spain. Awesome. Okay. It's quite late there, isn't it?
Yes, it's 1 o'clock
Okay. All right.
a.m.
Yeah. And hi P. Watt, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you, teacher?
Very good. Very good. And hello Ismail, how are you today?
I am doing well, thank you, Holly. How are you?
Very good, very good. So we have Alejandro from Spain, Edson from Mexico, Ismail from Turkey, right?
Yes,
Okay, I always forget. This is your third or fourth class, and I still can't remember. And Piwat from Thailand, correct? And let me turn off my camera. I always forget to do that. Um, Okay, well, welcome to class. My name is Holly, and just a quick introduction for those of you who have not met me yet. I am new on Verbling, although this is now class number uh, 20 for me. So I've celebrated a milestone. So this is the 20th class, and this is one of my favorite lessons because it is for intermediate to advanced level students, but you get to actually give your opinion on all kinds of different topics. And some topics are controversial in some nations and not in other nations. And so I've never done this with a group of people from all over the world, so this will be really fun. Um, I've just really quick. I've been teaching English since 1994, and I started teaching online in 2006, and started teaching at Verbling on Wednesday. And I am located in Idaho, USA. Um, and I lived for 11 years in Finland, and I lived for 2 years in South Korea. And when I came back from Finland after 11 years, I experienced um, reverse culture shock for about 3 years. So I felt like an international student or an expat in my own country. So I was like, really? They did that? Really? I was gone during 911, and that really made a lot of things change a bit. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share a chart. Let me get this on here. And this lesson is mainly you'll be practicing basically two main skills. The first skill will be listening, and then the second that you will be practicing is speaking. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read an issue to you, and what I want you guys to do is tell me, based on what you understand, if you agree or disagree, and where on the scale that would be. Do you disagree 100%, or do you agree 100%? Or if it's you don't really care, maybe it's a 5 or 6. So, hi David, how's everything in Colombia?
Hello, Holly. Doing well, thank you.
Very good. All right. So what we're doing, really quick, David, Alejandro is calling from Spain, and you're in Colombia, right?
Yeah,
And
Colombia.
and Edson is in Mexico, Ismail is Turkey, and Piwat is from Thailand. And this class today, there are two main components. There will be listening practice and speaking practice. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say a statement, and you guys can tell me where on the scale between 1 and 10, whether you disagree or whether you agree. Okay? So the first statement is, men and women can never really be equal. Men and women can never really be equal. I'm going to try write that down. Can never really be equal. Okay, so we'll start with the first person who arrived, Edson. First of all, just tell me a number, and I'm going to write your initial, and then later I'll have each person explain why they said what they said. So,
Okay, but it's kind of a tricky question because
it is.
I think we are equal, of course, but legally speaking, but not in the way we are.
Hello?
So, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, I lost you for a second.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but I think I will can never be equal. I think 5.
5.
It's just
Okay.
because I'm not sure. It depends on what we're talking about.
Okay, so I'll put an E. Try to put an E for Edson right here. Okay, and then Piwat, what do you think? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10?
Uh,
On men and women can never really be equal.
3.
3?
Yes.
Okay. So you disagree with that? Okay. Ismail, what about you?
I think 4.
4, okay. And Alejandro?
I agree.
Okay, so you are at 10?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then David, where are you?
Okay, Holly. 7, but disagree.
Okay. 7. Okay, now let's talk about this. And And I am actually at probably about a 6. Because I think it depends on what you mean by that. So, Edson, talk to us. Why did you choose 5?
I choose to be in the middle because it depends on the field. If you're talking about legal terms, I
Mm-hmm.
think we both are equal. But when it comes to personality, I think we are completely different. We don't like the same stuff, and yeah, we are kind of different in that field. I think women are more emotional, and we are kind of cold in some
Mm-hmm.
aspects. So
I
that's why I chose. Yep.
I would say logical instead of cold.
Okay. Yep.
Women are more emotional, men are more logical. Okay. Okay, and so there are areas, for example, in emotions that men and women are not equal. They're very different. Um, okay. David, why did you choose 7?
Well, Holly, and I choose 7 because speaking in general, I think women and men has the same rights in the society,
Mm-hmm.
and men and women occupy the same level as human beings. They are in the same level,
Mm-hmm.
in the top of the ladder. Because for me, there is no difference between a woman and a man. Talking about general things, the
Mm-hmm.
rights or capabilities or intelligent or feelings. Well, feelings no, or intelligence or strength or abilities. I think we are equal.
Okay.
But on the other hand, like Edson says, women and men has different minds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone has a different thought, but in general, women are more think with more heart, and maybe the men think with more logical or with brain.
Yeah. So women instead of women's. So women think more like Edson said, they're more emotional or they think with their heart, where men think with their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm kind of with you. Of course, 5, 6, 7. We're very close. In my opinion, um, men and women are very similar in almost every way. Um, but uh, men will never be able to carry a child, and women will never have the upper body strength that men have. So that's why I think. Yeah, and they can probably do this many of the same jobs, but there's so many differences. So, Alejandro, you completely agree with this statement. Talk to us. Why do you agree completely?
Yes, you, mm, um, for example, men uh, cannot have children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Men cannot give life.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they help give life, but yeah, they can't carry the child. I that's what I agree too in that area. So, okay, and then Ismail, you were kind of closer to disagreeing. Talk to us.
Yes, only this issue have many aspects. If I think about legal base, they should be equal. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, as I said at the beginning, when we look at two different gender, they have some pros and cons according to their aspect which you look actually. Men
when I look in my family, I am more rational than my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is more fragile than me and more emotional,
Mm-hmm.
but she has uh, some pros
Mm-hmm.
than me
Yeah.
in some way or
Mhm.
in some subject.
Yeah. Well, it's like she balances like we've got this balance thing right here. Um,
Yes.
Men and women, I think they balance each other out. So
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
not married, but my twin sister is, and she is very quick to make decisions, and she wants to do everything now, now, now. And her husband is very slow and methodical, and he'll take forever to make decisions. And so she speeds him up, and he slows her down. so so anyway,
Yes.
yeah, this is
Maybe God thing can't solve this problem.
exactly. I think issue about equality between men and women will really never. I think nobody will ever agree with it. You know, hopefully men and women are able to come be balanced and so forth. But anyway, it is a difficult statement. So, but all of these are. That's why they're fun to talk about. So, okay, let's go to another topic.
But sorry, but the question is clear. Uh,
Oh, do
men and
you?
women, men and women never, never really can
Be
be. For
and
me, the question is clearly.
very clear, and that's why you put an A. I put a 10, had a 10 there too. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not clear for everybody. So, all right. Okay. Next one. Let me read that one to you all. Um, that is the most important thing about a job is the money you earn. So, so the most important thing about a job is the money you earn. So what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with that? So Alejandro, where are you gonna? Do you agree or disagree with this one? What number do you want to choose on that one?
The most important thing, a job.
About yeah, it's the money.
Disagree.
Disagree. Okay, so you at a well, I guess it should be here. Are you over at a 1 or at 2, 3?
Um, um, two.
2. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And David, what do you think? The most important thing about a job is the money you earn.
Okay, I agree. I'm six. Six.
So you're at a 6. Okay. Okay. And Edson,
No, I completely disagree.
you disagree. So you're at you're over here at this 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I must have messed up with this chart and didn't realize it. I've used this many times, but okay. Ismail, where are you at?
I'm in the middle, Holly. I choose 5.
5. Okay. And I am right over here. I am totally off the scale. I completely disagree with that. I just actually quit a job about 2 months ago with a very, very good company because I missed teaching English, and so I decided to go back into English teaching full
What was your
time.
job, Holly?
I was a supervisor. Oh no, I was a trainer. I was a corporate trainer for a governmental agency. that supported the Affordable Care Act. So it was a subcontractor for the U.S. government, and it supported Obamacare. So I trained people on Obamacare, or not Affordable Care Act is what we said. So,
Okay.
but it was a fairly good job, but I was not happy. So didn't matter about the money. I was not happy, so I decided to do what I like, and that's working with you all. So that's why I completely disagree because of my own personal situation. So Edson, you're kind of close to me. Why would you say that this is, that money is not the most important thing?
Well, because it doesn't matter if you are doing lots of money if you are not comfortable with your job. You are going to
Hmm.
be miserable for there as far as you be there or
Uh,
as you work there.
yeah, like I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had experience where you worked for a company where you were just not happy?
Yeah, the last one. It was okay, the salary, but it was really boring. I
Ah.
just had to stay there doing nothing for about at least 2 hours every day. It was
Hmm.
really boring.
Uh-huh. Okay. What was it?
Well, it's in the same company that I'm now, but it was a different position where
Uh-huh.
you just need to address some issues to other persons about
Okay.
marketing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you just basically need to be there in case something's wrong. And
Hmm.
that's it. But
Okay.
most of the time you're doing nothing. It
Yeah.
was boring.
Yeah. And okay, thank you very much for talking to us about this. Alejandro, you were also kind of agreeing with Holly and Edson. You disagree as well. Talk to us. Why do you disagree that money is not the most important thing about a job?
Um, I think the money uh, could be a problem. Um, Sorry.
No worries.
uh, I think it is not the most important thing. Mm, there are a lot of things in life uh, more important. Um, uh, the money cannot buy love, for example.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you there. All right, thank you. And Ismail, talk to us. You were kind of in the middle here.
Yes, only actually, I I accept the concept money doesn't important for choosing a job, but I am connecting from Turkey and many people are living under poverty limit. They are working very low wages. They earn money under a living standard. That's why it is important when we look at some works. Money is an important factor, but after you get a fortune level, or after you solve the money problem, maybe in that time you can choose a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when you have no
And
money,
there are
when,
many people jobless in my country, and they don't have any chance to choose between different alternatives, actually, Holly. Because if they found a job, they don't look at good or bad or salary because they have no chance.
Yes.
They jump into the job and they work under poverty limit. But
Yeah.
if I have a job and if I earn enough money, yes, I accept. It is very important because it is not good to make a job which you are always unhappy and you have to work only for money in this job.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and it's interesting how our points of view actually has a lot to do with where we are living. So that and that's very true. David, thank you very much, Ismail, for explaining your point of view. David, you also were you were close to agreeing. So talk to us. What do you think? Why do you think this is the case?
Okay, Holly. Well, so I choose six because, well, I am kind of in the middle because if, for example, I will choose 10, it will be like the worst job in the world. But I think in the middle, it's like a job that is maybe is not the best, maybe it's not the ideal job for my life, but I am willing to sacrifice my I don't know, my happy or something like that for getting a materialistic work like a big money, because anyway most of the people that I don't know, I think most of the people couldn't choose the job that is ideal for them. Most of them have to work in obligation work, something that is obligated.
Yeah.
So, and the world is like a routine. So maybe at the beginning you are excited, but with the time you is kind of repetitively do the same things again and again the same day. So I think the work is not a place for enjoy. It's just a place for do some tasks, And it's not going to be like a party. So maybe if sometimes it's boring, but the money is good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sacrifice myself.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much. And I think that David and Ismail, I think you guys both make a very good point because ideally, none of us want to work a job that we are unhappy at.
Yes.
But right, but reality says, hey, you need to put food on the table. You have children. Do what you can. So yeah, you guys both make very good points. So thank you very much. Okay, now the next number 3, the next one is you should look after, and this one is very culturally based. It depends on the culture that you're from, how you're going to answer this. You should look after your parents when they are old, even if this means one or more of your parents living with you. So you should look after your parents when they are old, even if this means one or more of your parents living with you. Do you agree or disagree? And I'm going to put my opinion first. I am right. Bear with me a moment. I am right here. I totally agree. Okay. How about the rest of you?
I choose 9.
9?
I agree.
Okay. And Edson?
I choose 7.
7. Okay. I'm glad we all have different different first names. David,
Okay, 10, please.
you're also at a 10. Okay. And Alejandro,
I agree, 10.
10. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's interesting. I'll just tell you. I totally believe that it's important to look after my parents when they're old. But my mom, if she got to the point where she needed to move in with us, I think she would fight it. She would not want to move in with us. So, um, um, but anyway, so Alejandro, why do you agree with this 100%?
I I'm look I'm looking after my mom. She had an accident. She
Uh-huh.
had a stroke. She can't move, and I try to help her
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Awesome.
Mm. And I think everybody would have that, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Does your mom live with you right now, or is she living somewhere else?
Yes, she lives with me.
Uh-huh. Oh, awesome. That's great that she is helping you. Maestra, welcome.
Hi.
How are you? So where are
I'm,
you from?
I'm from Ecuador.
Ecuador. Okay. So we have Alejandro over here. He is from Spain. David
Mhm.
from Colombia. Edson from Mexico. And Ismail from Turkey. And then I'm over here from the USA. And so welcome. And we're just talking about opinions. The number 4 that we're working on is I wrote it on the whiteboard, not the whiteboard, the chat box. It's you should look after your parents when they are old, even if this means one or more of your parents living with you. Do you see that? Do you?
I don't know where do I have to click on. This is my
And
first time using this, so I'm a
Oh,
little
you're brand
lost.
new. Okay. Do you see the whiteboard on the side under verbling?
Um, you know what? No, I don't see it. I have to be. I'm using an iPad. I don't
That's
know if.
it might
Yeah.
be it might be
Let
a
me see.
difference.
Maybe I have to go to Safari again. Um,
Anyway, but what do you think? Do you think you should look after your parents when they are old? Even if this
well,
means
I
they
live
move
with
in
my
with you?
mother. I live with
Uh-huh.
my mom, and she's 60 years old. And
Uh-huh.
and I think yes, but it's everything depends of culture. So
Mhm.
that's what I think. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else in this chat is agree, especially those who are from, South America.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we are used to, take care of our parents where they get older.
Mhm. Okay. So you 100% agree with that.
Yes,
Okay.
I. Hmm.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, great. Thank you very much for sharing. And we've got David. You also 100% agree with this. So talk to us.
Well, Holly, yeah. Yeah, I live with my parents because they support me. You know,
Uh-huh.
they give me almost everything. Well, if they are old or they are older in the future, definitely I am going to take care of them because it's like not just return the favor because I think it's more than that. It's because we are a family. We are a composed family. We're like
Mhm.
yeah, a union. So when you have, for example, a friend and you are in troubles in a difficult economic situation, and you ask them, maybe they help you one time, but I think no more. But if you are always in troubles, your parents are always with you to help you with almost any kind of situation, and they show you how much love they have you for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the base of the family is take care each one of the other, yeah, and be
Yeah.
worried about what happened with the other.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The family is number one. I agree totally with you. So, okay, Ismail, you were at 9. You also agreed with this. So talk to us.
Yes, Oli. In my culture, we should look after our parents when they are old, but there is a loosening in this issue nowadays because only many people are moving from villages to big cities. Uh, we had during 80s compound families, and many people in Turkey were living in small villages. It was easy to look after your grandparents
Mm-hmm.
in village life, but in city life, young people are moving in the city for better job opportunities and better education opportunities for their children, and uh, city give many health services
Mm-hmm.
for people like this. And actually, it is not so easy to look after your grandparents in the city life because flats are uh, not so big, and man and woman have to work to increase your family budget,
Mm-hmm.
and children are going to school, and her grandparent parents have to stay at home alone. Unlike this, uh, that's why I said it was it is a trend nowadays in my country. Our ethic and cultural uh, concept in this issue is loosening a little.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it is changing just because of
Yes, yes,
technology and so
yes,
forth. Yeah.
and city life.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah, 'cause
Thank you.
one thing I wondered when you were talking, I know that, say, for example, in Korea and Japan, which I'm most familiar with in Asian countries, especially in Korea, the oldest son is responsible for taking care of his parents. Um, where in my country, it's all of us. There's 5 children in my family, so all 5 of us have an equal responsibility to taking care of the parents. However, because I am the only, I am single, and the rest of my siblings have wives and children. I mean, spouses and children. I feel like I have a more responsibility, and that's why I moved back so that I could physically be close to my mom. How is it in your cultures?
Holy, actually, in my culture, a little different,
Uh huh.
and but it changed nowadays. Again, I can say during 80s and 90s, sons are more responsible than sister to
Oh,
look
okay.
after their grandparents.
Mhm.
Yes, but nowadays, sis, it is because that during 80s women didn't work like men in my
Mhm.
country, Holly, and they didn't earn money, and they uh, depends on their husband,
Mhm.
and husband is another man, and that's why they couldn't look after their parents. But nowadays many women are working in work environment, they earn money, and
Mhm.
they they also have responsibility to look after their parent. And nowadays, I see that uh, uh, women are behaving more responsible than men. For example, I have a son, and my friends at my workplace uh, are joking with me sometimes. Uh, if I am get older, I couldn't, I will not find uh, someone to look after me, because sons, you know, are more irresponsible
Mhm.
than sister. Actually, nowadays sister are more interesting with your family.
Yes.
If I look my wife, uh, she's more interested with your father and mother, and she
Mhm.
has a how can I say brother. Her
Uh,
brother doesn't get interested with his mother and father.
yeah.
Actually,
It's
it
it's
is
so
changing with the time.
yeah. It's interesting because here in the States we have a saying that uh, um uh, a son I see I see a son is a son until he
A
takes
wife.
a wife, uh,
Yes, same.
and a daughter is a daughter forever for life. I think it's for life.
There is the
And
same trend nowadays in my country
I've
too.
I've actually I've actually noticed that in my family. I have three brothers and my sister and I, and my sister and I are the ones that actually live. We live one block from my mom. We just live down the street. Where my brothers they care for mom and they will financially help her with everything, but they're not around as much, and I've noticed that with other families as well, where it seems the daughters are still closer with their parents, where the sons seem to be more close with their wives' families. So
Yes.
have you
Yes,
guys
same.
noticed that? Yeah. Edson, you have not said anything. Talk to us, and also tell us in Mexico, who takes care of the parents. What is the trend there?
Well, yeah, here people used to take care of their parents. Yeah, it's very common. But why I don't completely agree, it's the word should. It's kind of indicates obligation, and it's kind of sad to see that in
Mm,
that way. Because if you want to take care of your parents, it's because you want it, or not
Exactly.
because you need to. So
that's true.
that's why.
That's why
Just
you're at
because of that.
seven.
But I agree with all the things that you said,
Uh-huh.
all of
And
you.
And how about what is the tradition in Mexico? Who is traditionally who actually takes care of the family, of the parents? Is it all the kids, or is it just the sons, just the daughters, the oldest son? Is there any tradition?
No, actually here it's kind of backwards, I guess, because parents take care of their children even when they are really old.
Oh,
They still take care of them. But, well, it depends on the family who
mhm,
wants to take care of their parents, but in the case of my grandmothers, because, well, and they are with one of my, well, they live close to one of my aunts.
mhm, mhm.
So she's who is taking care of her.
Okay, okay. Just to let you know, you said the pronunciation of aunt twice.
And
The first one was the aunt is British English and aunt is American English, so both of them are completely correct.
okay.
So it's aunt or aunt. And actually, what I started doing, I have a friend a really good friend in India, and several years ago, in 2007, they were living in Dubai. So I went and spent some time with them, and they had their kids call me Auntie, Auntie Holly,
And
and Auntie Holly. So my sister, her kids, she adopted some kids, and so that's what I have them call me is Auntie Holly. I'm not Aunt Holly, I'm Auntie Holly. So. Um, that's so a lot. Some people will have different variations of aunt or aunt, and I use auntie just because I liked it, and it's in the Indian culture apparently. If you have very good friends, the kids all call their friends aunt and uncle.
Oh,
So that's a very interesting thing. So, all right, let's go on to another topic. And hi, Raymundo. Where are you calling from?
oh my God.
Hello, Raymundo. Okay. Anyway, maybe his microphone isn't working. So, let's go on to another topic. Bear with me a moment while I get it. Okay, the next question is about prejudice, or the next statement is, most people in my country are prejudiced towards foreigners, but few admit it. Again, most people in my country are prejudiced towards foreigners, but few will admit it. Okay, so everybody, let's look at the board, um, and please tell me where on this board, 1 to 10, whether you agree or disagree, and this would be, of course, about your country. So for me, it would be a 7. How about you, Maestra?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was having some problems, technological problems here.
Okay.
Problems.
Okay. In your country, are people prejudiced towards foreigners, but they don't admit it? Or the statement is most. Do you agree or disagree with this? And where on the scale of 1 to 10, most people in my country are prejudiced towards foreigners, but few will admit it.
Hmm.
Do you agree or disagree?
I can answer the question because I don't know the word prejudice.
Okay, prejudice. Prejudice means maybe they think that prejudice means they think that you're not as good because you're a foreigner.
Oh, okay. Can you spell it for me? Because I cannot see your board.
It's actually, do you see the chat board now?
Not really. I don't know what's going on with my
Okay.
iPad. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's prejudice right there.
PR.
It's PREJUDICED. Let's see if I can write it on the. Can you see the PowerPoint?
No, you can't see
No.
anything. No.
Oh, okay. You just see. Okay. So it's just
Sorry.
totally listening practice for you right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good because this is half listening anyway. Okay. So let's ask Ismail. What about in Turkey? What number would you choose?
Actually, I don't know only exactly, mm, but I choose 4 maybe.
Okay. Okay, 4. Bear with me a moment. My slide just decided to. I found this cool pin that I could use, and it's. Okay, there it goes.
I'm
Okay.
just clicking everywhere.
Okay. It's okay, but Maestro, you will learn since this is your first class. No problem. Edson.
Okay.
I completely disagree.
Okay, so you were at a 5.
Yep. With this statement?
Yeah.
I completely disagree.
Okay. So most people in Mexico are have a good attitude towards.
Yeah, we are really cool.
Cool. I need to go to Mexico again then. David. How about Colombia?
Okay, only maybe I would choose 2. I would choose no 3.
3. Okay. So, and Alejandro, how are Spanish people towards foreigners?
Yes, there are a lot of people with prejudice.
Okay. So, what number?
I agree.
You agree, 10?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's start with Edson. Since you were last during the last statement, for this statement, could you talk to us? Tell us exactly what you think. Why do you disagree with this?
Well, because we are really open and we don't really care about the race of someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and actually foreigners here are really a few, I guess. You don't find as much as maybe in big cities like New York or so. So there's some places where you can find Chinese, Arabic, and people just don't mess with them. We are cool with each other. There's no racial issues here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's but what we have, and it's really sad, it's classism. So yeah, that's the only thing. But towards foreigners, no, we're pretty cool with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. David, what about in Colombia?
Okay, about foreigners. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think in Colombia the people love foreigners because we want to. If a foreigner stay here in Colombia, we want to that he or she have fun in our country. So we think we are very kind of friendly with
Mm-hmm.
foreigners. So and I think that, for example, for some companies, some companies they prefer to, for example, if there is if they're looking for a person for a job, if for example a foreigner apply the job, they decide to get the foreigner.
Really? Wow, that's great. I loved Colombia. I mean, I've looked at job ads down there. It's like that was a beautiful country. So, um, and I'll tell you a little bit about the U.S. as far as this goes. I would say that anyone who has traveled is not prejudiced. But people who have pretty much stayed in their state have a little bit more prejudice, and unfortunately, depending on who, depending on the, depending on, it seems like depending on who the president is, some people are a little bit less tolerant of foreigners than others, and I think I was telling a class yesterday about there's a joke going around Facebook where a person was it's really common for people to say for example, Edson and David, you guys were up here in the U.S. and you were speaking Spanish to each other. Someone might walk up to you and say, "You're in America, speak English." Okay, which is very rude. Well, on Facebook, there's this joke that where a lady was on the telephone, and she was speaking a foreign language, and she got off the phone, and he said to her, "Lady, you're in America, speak English." And she looked at him and she said, "Sir, I was speaking Navajo." Which really, based on your logic, if you speak, why don't you go back to England, because that's where the original language is, because Navajo is the American English language. You know, I need to find that joke because I can't tell it as good as it's written, but unfortunately we have a lot of prejudice towards foreigners. In some areas of the U.S. and in some areas like, for example, New York City and Chicago, the big cities, it's normal. But if you go to a tiny town, you might run into prejudice. So, Alejandro, you said that there's Spain also has the same problem as the U.S. or similar. Talk to us.
Yeah.
Yes, in my country, it's the same. They think foreigner people are a problem, but it is not true. I think there are a lot of people who it's a problem.
Yeah, okay.
It's a problem.
Yeah, and I know that in Finland it also was a problem because there were so few foreigners in Finland. So people that had not done a lot of traveling or couldn't speak very much English or Spanish or other countries had a harder time with foreigners. So it really depends on everything. But this has been a pleasure to work with you guys. This activity, I never get through it in an hour because everybody has so many opinions. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and ideas, and I hope to see you in another class in the future. I did schedule this class, this actual What Do You Think? In a few more weeks. I'm not even sure what time it was I scheduled it. But and in that class we'll work on 6 through 10. So, okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.